Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Smart Poker YouTube channel and another episode of Hmpdazed, number 105. And walking through the clouds with me tonight is my beautiful wife, Crispy Wannabe.
Cheers, everybody. Hope your joints are rolled and your pipes are packed and
Coffee's hot.
the coffee's hot and you're ready to get stoned with us. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
I'm going to put the link in the chat. If anybody'd like to join us, feel free to.
Stop your plants or smoke down with us, hang out.
Have a side conversation in the chat that doesn't pertain to anything that anybody else is doing, which is great as well. And this is, yeah, we are on Instagram. This is the first time I've ever been able to live stream to Instagram, the X, and YouTube all at the same time. I tried it out and it's actually working, I guess, huh? Yes. That's cool.
Yeah, something different, huh?
Is the link up there? Yeah, okay, there we go. I got it. Let me get to that.
He's going to pin the link, so that link, folks.
Let them in.
I'll open the door. We have Seed Person 1 joining us and Artman as well. Welcome, gentlemen. It's good to have you here on a Wednesday.
What up? That was weird. I saw the thing went live on Instagram.
Yeah, Smart actually was playing around with it today and learned how to do that. And I was like, hell yeah, that's so cool.
Try it out.
We'll try it out. Okay, Jace is with us as well. Is this shaping up to be an awesome Wednesday? I'm excited
to
talk about plants.
Good, guys. How y'all doing?
Oh, we're doing great.
I'll be doing better once I fire this joint up. It's been sitting here in front of me for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm most excited about. I'm like getting like a little schoolgirl trying to get this joint lit.
What are you guys
ready to go? Doing the same.
How was the food at the church?
Oh my goodness, it was great.
Oh, dude, I got so excited. I never took any pictures, man. I went around. I sampled everything, you know. And somebody's trying to come in, but I don't know. I don't recognize their name, so you're gonna have to get you're gonna have to do a little better than that. But anyhow, yeah, dude, it was good.
We had Polish platter. We had funnel cake. We got to try this awesome chocolate cake with maple icing.
That was my favorite.
That
maple
was
icing
so
cake.
Good. Some potato patch fries with melted cheese.
Pizza sucked this year. Some guy saved me from buying it. He said they changed the sauce and everything, and it tasted like shit. He's like, I can't even finish my piece, so I didn't even eat. His wife was saying the same thing. Saved me there. But yeah, man, I got so overly stuffed.
Thanks for asking. We had a good time.
Sounds good.
Oh, check this dude out. This dude's a fucking real jerk off.
You ate a lot.
I think it's your Instagram shit because I never seen it over there on my app, the StreamYard app, but I see it in this. There's like a chat option now over here.
Oh, there's always been a chat option. It's just I didn't know that dude. I'm gonna have to set it up to where people get like a backstage, and then I let them in before they can add to our private comments and shit like that. But next time he comes through here, I'll just block him from our channel altogether. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Can't let the kids win, man. How's the plants doing? Who wants to go
Everyone,
first?
how are your plants? I want to start off by saying congratulations to Artman because he has news on the gender reveal of his Bamalam, right?
Oh my God! You didn't force me into a gender reveal. Now I gotta fire up and start some fire, some shit like that. No wait. Yeah, Bamalam is a female. Yay!
Yay! It's a girl.
This one is still. They just got the test for this one, so I don't know yet. So, but they have received it. But this is a girl. Oh yay! Thank you. Passes out cigars, etc., etc.
That is awesome. That's good to hear. I'm glad it's a female.
Yep, me too. So I can work now. I can get to work. And the other one over there, well, you can see that's still short. I cleaned up a little on the bottom, needs more, but it's going to be a very small plant. So
It seems like your picture is tiling a little bit for me, man. You sound all right, but the picture seems to be blurry. Is that anybody else seeing that?
It might be the TV because it looks fine on the computer. Oh, he fell off. He dropped off. So maybe it was something. Well, hopefully we
I think you made him mad smart.
Oh, I hope not. I hope not.
I just wondered if it was me or anybody else. I'm looking around trying to make other people big now and see if theirs gets real. Because he looked good when he was little, but once I put him on the big, it got real tiley like. Let's see here. Oh, I almost removed you, Jace.
Uh-oh.
Don't be pushing buttons, right?
No, I'm just.
There you go.
I'm trying to put someone else on the big screen, see if it gets.
There he comes back.
I don't think he was mad. I think he hit the wrong thing. What would he be mad at me for?
Oh, I was just messing with you. I didn't think he was
He's
mad.
messing with you.
Look how beefcake those. Oh yeah, he's back. There we go.
Guess who's back?
I don't know.
Back again.
Something went wrong. Anyway, what you guys? Who are you looking at now? Oh, I'm done. I don't remember anything else.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We're glad to see that slurricane
You guys wanna
chugging
move
along.
on up?
She's, you said she's going to be like a short plant.
Yeah, very small. It's not. I don't know if it'll stretch or bolt or whatever during the flower, but we'll see. Anyway, other than that, looks good.
Yep, looking good.
How's seed person?
Yes, it does.
I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm in the garage until 8-ish, and then I'll show you guys some plants.
Sweet.
But I'm smoking on a big fat blunt of Stacy from the American one. The blueberry is still coming through strong. It's very tasty.
Oh yeah. Stacy's a favorite here too.
We're hoarding the last half a jar that we have, you know.
We really are. Special occasion only.
I can't wait to try it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna send Artman some seeds of that. I've been slacking. I have seeds for Smot and Crispy too, and I need to get them in a package.
Oh man,
we're dogging to get started. I
can't wait.
We've been procrastinating and dragging our feet with doing other stuff too. So our room is like behind. It's really behind, but it's on the agenda on the calendar. But you know, these things that are coming up, they're good things. So keep those good things coming.
Yeah,
universe. We're grateful.
Jay Patrick asked how everybody's outdoor gardens going. Anybody doing any outdoor on the panel?
Nope, not me.
No.
Not cannabis anyhow. Everything else is doing good.
Yeah, our tomatoes are doing great. We have like a handful of like stuff growing that's doing really, really good out there.
Yeah, there's a couple 6-packs hanging already on the tomatoes. Lots of flowers. The peppers have really bounced back, and they've really stacked up and got some beefy stems and lots of flowers coming on them as well. I learned a lesson that cabbage gets absolutely massive, and you got to have room for that shit. But yeah, everything's doing good.
Yeah, we're excited about it.
I look forward to making a lot of sauce this year, you know.
Yeah. And some pickles
pickles are doing good.
Our pickling cucumber plants are doing really good too. They made a turnaround.
I think they just needed that little transplant from the soil to the other soil. But I like to see outside gardens, man. People like Scrubs and Shrubs shows his once in a while. It's really nice when someone comes through and has the outside gardens. I can see that. Okay, Jace's, your stems have gotten real beefcake, man.
Yeah, your plants are doing
They're
great,
thick, man. They're ready to hold some weight.
Yeah, I'm contemplating when I'm going to flip these things. I mean, they're kind of getting too big on me.
How many tops on them? Looks like
8.
a manifolding. 8 tops.
Yeah, 8 tops each.
I flip them
Would you?
well, maybe not. Maybe in a week or two.
Yeah, I was thinking. I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking like maybe within the next week.
You're gonna put in a net.
I'm trying to avoid it, but it's probably not going to happen. I've never gotten away with it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I plucked a few leaves off these front ones on the bottom. They were kind of growing into each other. I don't like pulling leaves off unless I have to, but sometimes it's for the good.
Bees that way sometimes, Poppy.
Yeah, that's gonna bust. I mean, I don't know. You could probably flip them soon. I think they're gonna be.
Yeah, this freaking strawberry cup in the middle is stretching like crazy. I've tied it down twice. I don't know if I can get in here. See how much I've tied that down already?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're ready to
And
flip.
it was just a few days ago. It was as tall as this front one, this laughing Buddha, and now it's almost back up to this jack over here in the front. But I've got a lot of. Plus, I hate this thing, man. These colas are just, or the nodes are just so flimsy looking. But I mean, it's still healthy, so I'm not gonna chunk it. I'm just keep going with it. But I've got a lot of room. I can bring this back to the middle if it starts stretching more on me, and I can take that one out. Always got a game plan going. You know what I mean?
Right. We always have to remember that it's the plant. It isn't the plant's desire to create nice buds for us. The plant's desire is to reprocreate, to further its species and genetics. So it's up to us to manipulate them. And sometimes picking the wrong strain, man, that's just how it is. You get internodal spacing, and people try to stop the bolt all the time, right?
You got her surrounded by a bunch of indicas too that are like.
I think that plant's going to do great. It reminds me of the one that I gave up on not long ago. It turned out to be my favorite one. That's why I was thinking, don't give up on her yet. It's amazing the transformation the plant can do during the change in the reproductive cycle.
Yeah, that's why I'm not going to do anything with it. Like I said, it's healthy. I mean, I don't like the way it looks, but it's healthy nonetheless. So there's no reason to toss it.
It's my consensus. You're ready to flip, bro. That thing will. You can triple all those plants. You'll have a full canopy. I would think you're really close. I'm not saying you have to do it today, or I wouldn't say that if it was mine, I would do it today. But you're pretty close, huh?
Yeah. Like I said, I think probably within the next week or so. That was kind of my problem my last grow. I vegged it a little bit too long. I ended up having to cut some tops off, but I was growing a different style then. I was just topping. I wasn't mainlining.
I'd say they'll triple, man. I would prepare for a good triple.
Yeah.
Especially with high frequency fertigation. One thing I always notice, Jace, is during the bolt, a spike in my EC if I continue fertigation the way that I did at the end of veg. So I would encourage you to check your runoff salinity more during the bolt than any other time, to be honest with you. I think they just start transpiring more and they're growing a lot. They just seem to, I don't know, man, increase fertigations during that time. And it's not what I was saying about us choosing the wrong strain sometimes, right? For indoor gardening and shit, a lot of sativas and long, lanky internodal spacing. The bolt is a pretty healthy thing. I think it's a lot of times people will get it mixed up and they'll look at their plant like that and they'll think that it has something to do with lighting or something else, but that's not it. Stretching is as a result of subpar lighting. Bolting is a healthy function of reproduction. And if your plant's not bolting well, then it's not super healthy. I mean, and a big bolt could be different between a sativa. You might get a double and an indica, and that's a pretty healthy ass bolt for that plant. Other plants might give you 4 or 5 times the length, and that's a healthy bolt. It just sucks because the internodal spacing be great outside maybe, but I think a lot of times people try to slow it down, and sometimes they do more damage than good. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Not that you on that. It just sparked my thought process that you're talking about it.
Yeah, I hate those stretching plants. I mean, they're just hard to deal with. I mean, if they were all that, well, that's probably a good thing I lost that other plant too, because I definitely would have had to toss it by now because it would have been out of control.
You'd had to flip by now, probably. You would have, more space, more plants, shorter veg, same flower. That's one thing we can't control. We can control it to a point by having everything perfect. The plant will finish as soon as it possibly can. That's my belief. If everything's firing a whole way through flower, it should finish. I think they finish a little quicker, but it seems like everything in our tent takes 10 weeks, 9 to 10 weeks.
Yeah, it would seem that way.
Of course, you guys subtract 10 days for the transition, or a week to 10 days usually.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that if you count from flipping lights or from pistol.
I usually count from flipping lights, just because I'm like you. I'll grow 5 different strains, so I'd have 5 different flower starts. One started today, one starts 3 days from now. That's the first time I've seen pistils on it. The one in the back waits another week before it shows pistil. Then you don't know where any plant is. So I just go by flower or by flip. And then when it comes time to harvest, it's pretty much try to catch a sweet spot, especially if you don't want to leave a plant go for a week or two. A lot of people dry in the tent they grow in, so they really have to harvest all at once,
Yeah, that was my problem last harvest. I had 3 different strains, and 2 of them were ready, but the other one wasn't. So you're just kind of letting them go a little bit too long, and then you're shorting the other ones so they don't all finish exactly at the same time.
Yep.
I was talking to this German grower on Instagram. Germany just legalized, so there's like a big influx of German growers on the social medias, and they were talking about this plant's on day 50 from seed. It was an auto, and they said, just a couple more days left, and I said, no, that's not right. And they said, well, the packaging says 65 days to harvest, and I was like, well, you can't ever trust the packaging. I said the best advice on it is to give it 2 more weeks, then check it, and then give it 2 more weeks after that. So for anybody out there that doesn't know, don't read the packaging and go, oh, I'm going to have flowers in 50 days.
Yeah, it's a lot of times, and that's a good point, man. I think people do, even with like the shit that we buy from the store, man, it'll say, like, if you buy pepper plants, it'll say starts to flower, whatever, at this time. A lot of times it's quicker than that, man. It's not as long as they say. Sometimes I have wildflowers growing outside that were supposed to flower in 20 days. I think it's been
20 days,
more than 20 days, and they're not flowering yet. So it's weird. I never trust the package, man. The only thing you can trust is your eyeballs. Right?
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Very true.
Cheers to Missouri, the show me state.
Yeah, cheers to XYZ Vector.
Cheers, XYZ. How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing. I'm sitting out here in the heat playing around with water.
Well, that's the best thing to play with in the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just playing with the fertigator.
I see that.
You got the good old sensor right there. Tells you how wet the cocoa is, and then you just tell it how wet you want your cocoa, and it does the rest.
And that's
wild.
That is nice. Brian 420 has an observation here. He says I'm thinking the bolt is heavily correlated to trunk size. I could see that. Bigger the plant, the more it'll bolt.
I don't know. I got this landrace I'll show you guys around in about an hour that was skinny and scrawny, and then I flipped it. It was like maybe like 9 inches tall, and it's now like 5 foot.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. Maybe.
Hey, I wanted to say, man, shout out to Tao, the American one. He is the anonymous sender of the picture of George, also known as the timeless art of seduction, and we love it. And we
it's
say thanks to
awesome.
him for that. And I was walking around our house today. I had a picture that Art Man drew of our cat.
Mimsy. Yeah.
I got stuff here that Seed Person sent us. I use this little poker thing every day. It's got like a little scoop and a poker and stuff. I got a knife here for my garden that Thunder Dan sent. I got a hat behind me that the American one sent. I got a shirt on the wall that the Doc Coco sent. And I'm walking around thinking all the stuff that I have here as gifts has come from my friends that I don't even really know in person all that great. And I look around and there's really not anything at all in my house from anyone who is alive that they gifted me, you know, especially shit that I definitely don't cherish it as much as all this stuff that you guys have sent and the genetics in my fridge. And so I just had a warm feeling today. I was walking around thinking I'm friends with some badass motherfuckers who are just the down to earth salt people that are what they call
Salt of the earth.
Yeah.
Awesome. Just
People
awesome
that do
people.
like
Amazing.
us, man. I look around, I see all this stuff.
You guys are so amazing.
There's a ton of shit here.
We're totally blessed. So blessed
Yeah, thanks
to
everybody.
even be your friends in this community. Is awesome to have this friendship that we have without even meeting in person. Well, not all of you yet,
except for this.
But hey, we're getting there. We started, get to check people off the list in our community that we've met. So hopefully we'll make it around.
Except for this dude in the private chat here telling me, cussing me out.
Just ignore that. Just ignore that.
It's not me, I swear.
No, I don't want to say
sorry,
their name
Smart,
again.
you really pissed me off. I'm sorry.
I think that
Is
was
it coming from
directed at the
Instagram,
person
or-
that was spamming the earlier. I
Oh.
think that person was directing that at them, not at you, Smart.
There you go. See,
Well, that's a
We got a
better thing.
spammer?
good. It's just a matter of perspective.
Hey guys,
We
that
should all go follow that link though that dude was spamming and then just like fuck up his chat.
oh yeah, yeah, that's a good one. Hey, remember them roses we took cuttings of? I got a picture here of them I can show you, and it was like what was that? About 25 days ago we took those cuttings.
Yeah, I cut them on the 22nd of May.
Oh, I guess it
And
wasn't that long then.
I thought that they were just done for.
Yeah.
But they actually
22nd, that's 8, so a little over 20 days. Anyhow, they got roots. Some of them are rooting.
I think all of them have roots.
One of them has like this real fuzzy slime at the end, and I still think I see roots coming out of it. Even though we changed the water, it must just stay on there. The rest of them look good. They still got green leaves. All the rose petals fell off, but the leaves are still green, attached. They don't even have a burnt tip, and they're starting to get. I'm super stoked. We're gonna have a. I broke the patent law. I'm gonna.
Oh my goodness.
Smart. You
Tell me I
dirty
can't
birdie.
patent the rose. I'm giving them to everybody.
Oh, you dirty birdie.
I think we're safe. I think a
Yeah,
little old lady planted that rose bush over 20 years ago.
right here, selling roses. Get a hold of me.
No. Giving the roses away. He's not selling them.
I'm sending
Yeah,
cuts out.
we're giving them away.
I'm sending roses out at $60 a cut, but I mean $60 for the saran wrap that's in the paper towel. That's
Well,
wrapped.
yeah, donations are perfectly
Yeah.
acceptable.
Rose is free, but I want $60 for the saran wrap and the wet paper towel it's wrapped in.
That's crazy. But hey, if you can get it, do it.
And like when they used to have like these shows, I guess at certain places there was laws that you couldn't sell. I think it was in Alaska or something. I saw this. You couldn't sell weed, but you was allowed to have it or something. So this dude was running around the show selling a magazine or a CD or something for like $50, but he's throwing in a quarter ounce of weed for free. And then they busted him. They took him back to their trailer. It was like some snowcat thing or whatever. But I thought that was pretty wild. I was like, pretty ingenious of that dude to come up with that idea, And I'm sure he's not the first one, but yeah, Arctic Man or something it was called, way up in Alaska. They got legal weed in Alaska. Do you know that?
Yep.
Alaskans don't fuck around. They got every one of them. Every single person in Alaska has a gun in their shoe. Believe it. Every single one.
And not only that, they don't have no nighttime right now.
That's true. They go crazy.
Yes.
There's no
You guys
light.
see that movie, 30 Days a Night?
Yep. Was it Al Pacino? Was he the
I
one
don't
in that?
remember who was in it. It was like a vampire movie in that town that goes dark for 30 days or whatever.
Yeah, that's real shit, man, because it does. It stays daylight and then it stays dark. People get real depressed during the dark period, you know? They get like 60 days of dark or something, 30 days of dark.
Well, I wasn't up there for the dark, but I was up there for the summer and I was 12 years old, and it was like 3 a.m. I was running around like it was midday because it was.
That's wild.
I grew a plant called Matanuska Thunderfuck, so I went and looked it up and trying to figure out what it was, and just dicking around, and I found out that the Matanuska Valley, which a lot of people know this, but it was new to me a couple years ago, is the Matanuska Valley in Alaska, because of their long days. Even though they have a real short winter of like 90 or a short summer of like 90 days, it's sunny the whole time. They actually hold Guinness records for like the largest cabbage and the largest carrot or some shit. And I guess
something
cannabis probably grow good there too, you know?
Yeah, so that's what they
flowers.
Yeah. Or those when it's dark they do their indoor, they should start an indoor grow. That's what I would want to do, is have an indoor autoflower grow where I could have my lights on all the time and go hang out with my plants.
Agreed.
If it wasn't dark, it was dark outside, I would be in the
Agreed.
brightest room.
Gotta get your UV in somehow there.
Yep. You get some heat from it and everything else. I'm rolling up another joint. I'm about to get twisted up like Keith
What are you
Sweat.
smoking?
This here, what'd you grab, Ben?
Ghost Train Haze.
We got the most of it, man.
You like it too, right? Those are your favorite?
Yes.
One of them?
Yeah, we like the Ghost
I love
Train
it.
Haze.
It's
We're
nice
lucky.
when that works out. It's right there. My bad. Yeah, so just so you know, like I'm a rose expert now. If anybody needs anything about roses, how to propagate them, or just get a hold of me, man.
Wheeling and dealing.
Hey, my plant turned. I became a breeder overnight. Who would have thought? $60 packs, dude. It's all about perspective,
I must say that, we have dug a few seeds out of this Ghost Train Haze, but it is really good smoke. I'm not disappointed in the smoke. It sucks when we miss the seed and we gotta taste it or smell it, but at least it's good smoke.
I remember the days of the pop.
Oh, yeah.
And when you'd be smoking a bowl and then pop, and it's like, damn it.
It would meteor shoot out like a meteor. Burn your clothes.
Exactly what it's like.
Didn't quite have that effect, but yeah, it's horrible.
You remember those little bombs they sold back in the day? You could take someone's cigarettes out.
I was just going to bring that up. The loads, the cigarette loads.
Yeah.
Little white things. And we put them in my mom's cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're such bad kids.
That good, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, that's funny.
Hot ash all over his leg. We buried it real deep. Oh, man.
I'd always do it towards the tip just because I didn't want to be that big of a dick. But
yeah, we learned that you don't want to bury them deep. But yeah, that's funny. Brian 420 says he veggies long, so he gets thick trunks and tall bolts. And I think that to me makes perfect sense. The more you build an architect on your plant, the more buds it can hold, the greater the chance of reproductive viability, et cetera, et cetera. It all stands to reason. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't go hand in hand.
Oh yeah, big bolts with hell, I had a big bolt and I didn't even veg but 2 weeks. Damn it.
Yeah, I mean, well, that was with 14-hour days, so that kind of null and voids everything, right?
Well, there were 24-hour days back. Well, then they went to 14. Yeah, it does null and void everything. So, I bought some red leads for my grow. or red light bars to add to my grow. What's your thoughts about that?
Like deep red and infrared.
That's what I was
I
gonna say.
didn't go infrared. I went deep red. I don't need no more bolt action on my plants.
What nanometer did you get?
660.
Okay.
Deep reds are like 730, or infrared's 730. Deep red's like 660 down to 600, I believe.
Well, for total transparency, I've never used that, so I can only tell you what I've seen and what I've heard. And some of it's conjecture because I don't know. I used a chilled grow craft that was 15% red with the 660s, and it really did great. Man.
It grew our biggest plant, our biggest shielding plant we've ever grown.
330 watts in a 4x4.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How are you going to run them? Like what schedule?
That's what our next question is. How are you going to apply it? Good question, C person.
Very good question. So they don't have a dimmer on it. I'd love to run the dimmer so I could like have an extra like 5 minutes before after the lights turn off to keep it red in there for a second. So, but I'm not going to be able to do it that way. So I'm going to run them basically full on as the lights are running. But I do have a sunrise
flower,
and sunset.
right?
Yeah, flower.
Only
I
in
am
flower.
in flower. Yes.
Only in flower. Oh, you're going to apply this on this grow, huh?
Yes, because well, I'm making up for certain lack of light I had a couple weeks ago. So
Well, that was going to be the next question. Are you going to up your CO2 and add these humals in, or are you going to subtract from the lighting you're currently running to make way for these humals without pushing it over?
I'm gonna subtract the light. The goal here is that I want to cut down my main lights by about 40 watts, and these will add 30. I need to cut 10 watts of heat out of my grow.
Well, my last question would be and then maybe some of these other guys have a question, is are you going to use this? Because you said something about leaving them on after the lights off. Is this sort of, what do they call that? Is that the Emerson effect or something? Where you
No, that's not. The Emerson effect's different. We'll get to that in a second, but it's
you put them to sleep or whatever?
Putting to sleep is what they call it. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that will, because what will happen is the main lights will basically fade down from their setting, their daytime setting to basically 1%, and then these lights will just stay full blast until it's lights off.
So you're going to be swapping out humal for humal and not increasing your light densities at all. So my question to you is, what's your expected or intended outcome by adding these in? I
want to get the same PPFD.
Yeah.
With a little bit, about 10 less watts in my tank.
Okay. So you're going after the efficiency of red diodes.
Yes.
Okay. I got you.
Yes, they're more photosynthetic. And then that brings up the Emerson effect, where basically if you have, like blue and other shorter wavelength spectrum, and then you add more red, it makes all the light more efficient. Instead of like getting 10 photons, it's like you get 12.
Right. Yeah, no, I think it's a good idea. I've always thought to myself I would do it, but I didn't want to pay money for an extra fixture. I thought at that point, I didn't feel like it was worth the squeeze. Also didn't want to have to put it on the second timer or whatever, add a different timer and do all the headache. And I thought, man, if I go in there and mess up and this red light stays on somehow, I guess there is 2 plugins and 1 timer and shit, but I don't know. I just felt XYZ. I know you're a tinkerer more than me, so I felt like it's just not for me at this time.
Not worth the squeeze.
Yeah, I felt like unless it's really going to increase my terps, which it may, by like 30% or something, how can I justify going in there, adding a light? Where do I put it at? I'd have to put bars in. It's only going to be, what'd you say, 40 watts?
Yeah, 40 watts. Or 30, I believe. No, 30 watts. They're 30 watts.
Okay.
But
So, yeah, I mean,
for
I'm
me,
all about it. I love the idea that you're doing it, and I want to see how because you're already through the bolt and everything.
yep. Well, for me, basically, I have two tents running. If I can pull back 20 watts off my grow, if I can reduce it by 20 watts, it'll reduce my AC consumption by 100 watts. So right now, and especially as it gets hot in Arizona, what happens is your AC loses efficiency
Oh
as the
yeah,
temperatures go up.
yep,
So every watt you can cut back, especially once you get above, like, I believe it's 98 degrees, your AC basically starts becoming less and less efficient. So yeah, over maybe two grows, it'd pay for the lights.
yeah. That's an intricate train of thought that I never really walked down that way, and I never thought of 40 watts of being that fine of a line. But I guess when you put it into that perspective, especially over the course of time, it's highly significant.
Well, I mean, dissipating 40 watts through the air conditioner. I mean, let's say the air conditioner at 115 degrees, which it is right now. That's the air conditioner's got a COP of probably one, maybe point nine to one. Like your air conditioner, you're running at your house since it's around the 95s. You got
Yeah,
1.6, 1.8. So for every watt you put into your AC, you suck out, 1.6 watts of heat out of your house. For
yeah,
me, it's a losing proposition since
yeah,
I'm under one. So yeah, cutting 20 watts out quickly adds up to over a day cutting, 150 watts out of AC or,
and you know
300.
what else you might gain here? I think I don't want to say this. If you set this up correctly and you get this thing to put your plants to sleep, I guess one of the benefits there is that you can run a shorter nighttime and a little bit longer daytime. Maybe not on this grow, but I think some people, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, or anybody here on the panel, if you're running the red lights to put your plants to sleep for 30 minutes, I think you can cut off you can add an hour of daylight and subtract an hour of darkness or something like that. Or some people were doing some shit like that. Those are tweaks that I don't personally get into. I don't want to mess with my lights on and shit. I get
Yeah,
scared.
I'm
I'm afraid of
leery of
burning
that.
shit, man. I feel like,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. I'm already pushing the envelope. The fact that I got flowering plants on a 28-hour day cycle, I'm happy enough for that. I don't
yeah.
want to push my luck. I've already pushed it well past on this grow, and I don't think I'm gonna get great plants. So I'm trying to throw these red lights at it. Hopefully, I can, get a little bit cooler in the tent. The tent's not that hot. It's maximum temperature. It's getting up to 83s, but that's just, and I'm in flower. I don't want it quite that hot. I want it about 80, 81. So I only have two choices: either try this and hopefully cut back some power, or turn down the AC even more and pay. Like for every degree I turn it down now, when it's 115, that's an extra buck or two a day for electricity.
That works out to be that is significant, man.
Yep.
Especially when you're automated.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, I know exactly the watts this thing uses and what it's costing me, so. Except I don't know what it costs to cool it. I only know it's like $28 to run the lights and everything, but the AC is expensive.
We are battling 115-degree weather. That's just seems
Yeah,
crazy.
but it's a dry heat. It's a dry
Yeah.
heat. I'm sitting outside. I'm not even really I am sweating, but it's not. I don't feel it on my skin.
Dude, I went out and cut grass again. Weed eated right before the show. Come running in. took a shower, and sat here in front of
Yep.
waiting for the show. And it didn't take. I feel like I jumped in the shower. I didn't cool down enough or something. And now I feel like I need to take another one. Hey, they're
that's
saying Roxanne. They're talking about red lights in Roxanne. Now that's
red.
You don't have to turn on the red light.
Yeah, I do though. I do. Come on, bring Roxanne on over.
Remember every time they say it, we used to play that drinking song like everybody else. Every time they said the word Roxanne, you had to take a big gulp of beer, and you could really chug like a whole beer or two if you was trying to get lit, you know.
Just by saying Roxanne.
Every time they say it in the song, when you're listening to the song,
I got you.
Every time they say, you take a big, huge gulp, and you'll go through like a whole. They just say it over and over. It's like, damn.
Yeah, goodbye beer. You'd probably get through a 6-pack before that song's over.
Well, now it's tokes. You got to take a fat toke every time. You're choking.
Oh shit!
Sign me up.
Yeah, I can't do that. I'd be gone. I'd be on the floor.
What else is new in the neighborhood? I had some other topics. There was another topic I wanted to ask these guys. The hell was it?
I got my FICO dose to a good level for myself. I'm happy with, and it makes me feel really good without going overboard. And I've got some good sleep. Trying that out. We made some good medicine. I'm so happy to have it. I feel blessed.
That's nice.
Dude, I gotta say that FICO or whatever it is. This is all I want to talk to you guys about. Yeah, I'm really proud of this shit, dude. My wife and I took 12 different strains, soaked it in alcohol, reduced it by hand without a distiller or nothing, you know, and it turned out fabulous. And we got what I think to be a shit ton of it. You know, there's at least 10, 12 milliliters down there. We had that big syringe, it's full, and then there's more at the bottom of the thing. That's all from one jar, you know, of our weed.
How many cookies could we dose to get, like, if serve up one cookie per person to get them nice and high?
Well, here's what I was looking at. So I was calling it FICO, and then I seen people on different places arguing that it's not RSO and it's not really FICO. It's this and that. And then I seen these other dudes taking a little further, and they're like, hey, I remember doing that shit. They were making it sound like it's some scrubby ass dirtball shit. They're like, I remember doing that nasty shit whenever I was young and in high school, man. Nobody does that.
Cleaning out your bongs and shit. Yeah, your pipes.
No, I thought they meant making FICO. You know what I mean? Maybe they did mean cleaning out bongs, but I was thinking, so hold on a second. You're telling me you took some fire ass homegrown, or even just weed that you bought, and you was making FICO in high school, that cannabis oil, you know? And I don't know what to even call it anymore. Some people they're like, it's not really RSO. It's different. It's full extract. That's not the same. And it's like, so whatever you guys want to call it, we're really
RSO is the original recipe with RSO uses naphtha, which is why it's not considered RSO.
Oh yeah.
And this is considered what you did was a quote unquote green dragon tincture because you guys let it sit for a while. If you don't let it sit, it would be considered a quick wash ethanol tincture, QWET. And what you made is called FICO, full extract cannabis oil. At least that's what I would say to anybody that asked me.
Well, yeah, like if you wanted to give somebody something, what do you tell them?
Cannabis concentrate.
Yeah.
It's cannabis oil.
Tomato?
Yeah.
My brother's like, what is it, man? And I tried to tell, I was like, it's cannabis oil. He's like, yeah, but what is it? He goes, the last stuff that you gave me a long time ago, it was coconut oil. And he goes, some of it went bad on me because I didn't eat it fast enough, you know? And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, no, this ain't, he couldn't get around that it's actually oil from the plant. It's not an infused oil. So I had to really break it down. Now, he's not the brightest dude. God love him. And I had to break it all down to him. And I'm thinking, I guess if you're not really into this like we are, you don't really understand what it is when someone says they have that. You know, you almost have to give them a quick explanation of how you arrived at this gooey molasses-like substance that they see before them, and you're telling them this little bit is going to rock your world, man. And it does. I got my dose down and I love it. But I'll tell you, I've learned a lot about this shit. One thing is it blows me away with my eyes, man. I swear it's like someone glued my eyes shut. I can't drive on this shit. I don't know what that is, but it looks, when I look in the mirror, my eyes are
He
red.
looks really high.
Even the outsides of my eyes, like clear around the outside are bright, like just red. And you can tell I'm like totally blowed, but I feel great, and like it's a totally different kind of buzz, man. It really is. And then I went through phases. I told my wife, I was like, at first I felt like I could feel it coming on. I could feel my eyes, I felt normal, nice buzz. Then I started getting laugh and giddy. I started laughing my ass off. Then I got real tired later on. And I was like, I noticed that's been happening the same way. And I'm thinking, is this something somebody else might notice too when they're taking this shit on the reg of what it does to them, It keeps me sleeping all night long, man. 6-7 straight hours.
Sounds like some good shit.
Dude, I'm so proud of it. I'll never make anything different than that. Like I would rather do that than try to make coconut
Edibles?
oil. Yeah, and then put coconut oil into something. I'm thinking, screw that.
Yeah,
I
that
can
stuff's so nasty. This we put in a piece of bread. I can't even taste it. I take it like a pill, and about 20 minutes later, I feel so good. I'm so happy.
I got to tell you guys about my FICO experience. The one I made some, remember, right before y'all did, and then I tried it on a piece of bread, and when I swallowed it, it got stuck, and it gave me terrible heartburn. And I already had issues with heartburn. I had a hiatal hernia last year, and so I haven't had it again. I haven't tried it again, but I have little capsules, so I'm gonna try it with the capsule. I want to do it on a night where if it fucks me up again, I can just sit up all night,
Yeah.
I'd take mine like I used to take Molly back in the day. I put it in a piece of toilet paper, wrap it up in the ball, right down the chute, man. And you never get to taste it. It doesn't stick to the sides, and it's easily flushed down with a little bit of milk. Then I follow it with something else that has some flavor just in case. But so far, I haven't caught any flavor from it or nothing. It hasn't messed with my stomach or anything. Hey, there's the American one. Cheers, buddy. Appreciate the timeless art of seduction, man. We was just giving you a shout out earlier for sending it. And all of our other friends that send beautiful things. We love them to death.
Yeah, you guys rock. Awesome. But I wanted to let everybody know, the dose that Smod is taking of that FICO, when he grabbed that first dose, I was kind of like, I'm scared to do that much because I don't know what it's going to do. And those of you that were listening before, that I took a little too much and it made me highly uncomfortable. So I did take, just the size of 1 grain of rice, and it really does work. It's the perfect dose for me, and I'm so happy. So I can do 3 doses to Smod's 1 to get where he's at. But if I took the amount that Smod was taking, I would be crying in the corner, telling Smod I might have to go to the hospital.
It's
I'm
because
sick.
we're
I'm gonna
different,
need
man.
to get a salad
We're
or
just
a
different.
shower. I'm
People,
gonna be tossing my cookies.
people's guts are different.
So
I
I found that so strange that we can smoke pretty much the same when I'm.
Yeah, but when we ate mushrooms,
when
my
we-
wife ate twice as much as me, and she was half as high as me, and I was sick in the corner then. Remember with the mushrooms?
Yeah.
So I think it's just about how
I
your
guess
body
you're right.
processes it.
Just different stuff, different medicines. I know that we're gonna process it different, but
About Del Man, old school Del Man. I've seen him around for a long, long time. Just wait until you realize you don't need MCT oil to make edibles with FICO. This is something that I've been pondering, man. I'm so glad you brought this up, Del Man, because I know
What's MCT?
multi
medium chain
medium.
triglycerides.
Yeah, medium.
Coconut oil.
So like butter or oil.
Or they just sell straight MCT oil. It's like a liquid oil you can buy. It actually says that right on the thing, but it stands for medium chain triglycerides. And the more of those you have in your oil, XYZ, the more quote unquote good stuff you can cram in there. So in my mind, you can fit an ounce in a stick of butter, right? You can fit 3 ounces in that same volume of coconut oil because it has more MCTs.
Yeah.
So
That's a good point.
Yeah. So I wanted to see about that. Do I need to put my FICO and somehow infuse it into a coconut or a butter
to
and
make
then
it.
put it in there? Or can I just fire this shit directly into the batch of, say, I don't know, melted butter that I'm putting in
Cookies.
my cookies?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, because
How can you spread such a tiny amount and guarantee that it goes across the recipe? You know what I mean?
That's a good
I was
question.
just
You're
gonna
only going to
say
put
you
in
got to
a
mix
gram
it,
or whatever. Ooh,
You have to mix it
really,
with
that would
really,
be rough,
really
man.
good.
Blender.
See what C
Yeah,
person
that's
said.
what
Yep.
That's the
yeah.
the
You can
random
overdose
cookie
real easy.
party.
Exactly. Oh,
Somebody
man.
told me about making a batch of brownies, and the tray was uneven in the oven, and all the butter slid to one side, so all the cookie or all the pieces on that side of the tray were like extra strong.
Oh
Wait. What? Hold on. I'm getting ready to make some brownies tonight. I just made my oil,
You want to repeat
and
that?
I'm making some brownies tonight. I just made my oil yesterday, and usually the brownies I put like 6 to 10 grams of goodies in there, so it's extra powerful. But I won't do that with cookies. I'm making a batch of cookies too, but I only put like 3 or 4 grams just because MCT, like you said. But yeah, I can't imagine one side of your brownies being stronger than the other. That just doesn't compute.
Because of
I think
when the oil separates as it bakes,
A little bit
that
slid
if it's
down.
like sitting on top of the batter and the tray is like tilted slightly, if one side is higher, then that oil will pool on one side of the top of the brownies and soak in there and make
I could
it
see that happen.
more potent.
But
Because
I don't
don't
know.
you mix your brownies first? My brownies, I can't see no oil in it. It
I
just
don't
looks
know.
like
I don't
brownie
make
oil.
brownies. I make cookies, but I was just
you'll
told
see a
that.
little
It was a
bit,
story
and
I
that's what
heard.
gives you that crust on the top, man. If you ever get a flaky crust on top, that's because of that. And I know exactly what he means, because when you're making brownies, this I always been. I'm always pushing the limits of how much butter I can fit in this brownie. So there's always like a little bit. They're always a little bit greasy. So I know exactly what they mean, and I could see that shit happening. If you had an uneven stove, man, it really probably could put. Now it might only be 10% or something different, but one side could probably be stronger. But aren't they all? Hey, I remember biting into these fucking brownies,
they were
man.
so horrible.
I had oil running
Yeah,
down
you're
my
putting
shins,
too
dude.
much
I'm
in there.
poking
You
these
need to
things
use
like
oil.
I'm permanently scarred from brownies for life.
I don't care for brownies now.
I don't fuck around with edibles.
I prefer a cookie because, like, it's not ruined by our experiences with putting our own butter and oil into these products. When we first learned how to mix it, and we knew we could turn our plants into really good medicine that way. But that FICO is great because, this stuff is so sticky. Seed person, I'm thinking if I would put that in a cookie batter, I would be having to mix it for.
No, you put it in with the water, or you put it in with the melted butter and really mix that good.
Really mix
and
it.
then that will help.
Would still want it.
That's going to help with dispersion rate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're gonna need a blender for your mix. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
you're gonna have to blend it from what you're describing.
But hey, it's like just.
Would you want to get an emulsifier?
Hold on. Go ahead.
I don't know.
What do you say?
I don't know.
Sorry,
emulsifier.
I wasn't trying to interrupt.
No.
I was just thinking an emulsifier wouldn't hurt, would it? Yeah, lecithin or something like that. When you mix the if you mix the RSO or the FICO in with the melted butter in a blender, put some of that in there.
Looks like somebody's ready for some butter over there.
Man,
I got FICO.
I got to make some edibles. I got 3 bags. Not this big though, but I need to get on
I got
it.
jars of that too.
Lots
Just
of
sitting there.
Hey, do the green dragon tincture and create FICO. Like that's what Seed Person said we done. So that's what I recommend. Because I gotta say this: when I looked at that jar of trim, I was thinking like washing it. It looked real good. But never in a million years could I have turned that jar of trim into anything that would get me more fucked up or treat me in a better way, I should say, as a medicine or just getting high than than to make that RSO. Whether I would have washed it or anything else, I don't think there's any smoke in it. Nothing would have did the way the RSO is doing it. And there's so much of it. The return on investment
we had a
is
lot
amazing.
of like our favorite smoke, and we've saved the favorites, the trim, and separated
Stacy,
it out. And
Ghost Train Haze and Stacy and
Violet Beauregard,
Violet
Apple
Beauregard.
Fritter, Mimosa is in there. There's so many that are really good strains, and
I'm sure it's good in, good out, obviously,
right,
like everything else. So let's get that. Where was something I wanted to go back to with these guys? Oh, I know what I wanted to go back to. XYZ Vector said he made his oil. Jace is maybe possibly about to make oil. So XYZ, I want, since Seed Person's here, I know he's got a lot of experience in this. When you did your decarboxylation of your cannabis before you infused it into your oil, can I ask what procedure you used?
Yes. So what I do is I grind it up, not super fine, and then I put it in vacuum sealed bags, and then I use sous vide. I put it in the sous vide bath for about 2 hours to decarb, and then I take it out. I take all the stuff that's in there, and I put it in whatever I'm infusing, like butter or oil, and then I put it back in the sous vide for another 2 hours.
Gotcha.
cool.
Okay.
And you don't smell it. You don't even know what's going on. Although if you smell the water, I don't know how this happens. You smell the water, it's like, that smells a little bit like cannabis. How'd that happen?
Yeah, I was going to ask genetic memory. That was my next question. What temperature does the
180.
South Spiky?
180.
180.
Yep.
Half a circle. 180. I think we decarbed ours at 225 for 30 minutes.
That isn't
Broke
high
it up
enough,
on a
is it?
pan.
180? It's not high enough
I
to
didn't think it was hot
decarb, is
enough.
it?
Yeah, it's high enough. You can
For longer.
decarb occurs anything above, I believe, 120. Although I might think of fat rendering. I don't know. But it happens above like 120, 130, whatever that exact temperature is. I don't know. But it just takes longer. And I used to decarb my weed in the sous vide for 8 hours. But then I was turning it into CBD.
Well, this might be something considered to be popular knowledge or something. Maybe somebody can tell me if they notice this, but if you manipulate the length of decarb time and maybe manipulate the temperature, it will change the effect you get from the oil.
Very much so.
Yeah,
Very
but
much so.
also, it's about percentages at a certain point.
Mhm.
After
Mhm.
like 2 hours, you're at like, I don't know, 90%
Yeah.
decarbed and converted from the acid form to just THC. And after that, it's like playing with the temperature, and the time will only get you like a certain couple more percentage points. But
Yeah, it becomes a lot of diminishing returns.
yes, thank you. Those are the words that I
Good
don't
to
know.
know. Good to know. Because I know a lot of people try to make, or I should say, a lot of people make edibles and stuff. But I've heard a lot of different avenues of decarb and infusion and how people get to the point where they have something to put into their batch of cookies and or cake, etc. And I'm thinking we're arriving there at many different temperatures, many different lengths, and I'm always curious of what other people do. Because I found ours. I think we tried to go longer, and I thought it just made me super sleepy buzz.
Yeah, yeah. It gives you. It's because it's turning more of the THC into CBDs that make you tired. And then there's a actual. I don't know. I think Artman might have shown me this, but there's an actual graph on the internet that shows you at what temperature, what time, and what percentage of decarbing you're going to get.
Wasn't me.
That is a cool chart to have, I bet. Man, I gotta find that because that's
Good.
pretty cool.
Well, now that you know it exists, you can find it.
Yeah, I'll be going to looking for that.
For anybody that's using an oven to decarb, it's really hard to get an exact temperature on an oven. So go for lower for longer because you don't want to burn your weed. Then it just is ruined. I ruined like a whole ounce one time in my oven when we first moved into the house and didn't know the oven very well and set it for 240 like I normally would for about 55 minutes or so. And it burnt the shit out of it in a couple places.
Damn.
So ovens have hot spots too, so make sure you're like stirring
Yeah.
around and stuff. But now I
Oh,
use
I
the
will.
Ardent, the little decarb machine.
That's a great point.
Yeah, that's good advice. Good
See,
advice.
person, that is very good observation because I've actually sat down and took a temperature probe into an oven and watched, like I said, to 320, see what it do. It got up to 400, and then it dropped down to like 280, and then it just sit there and flip and flop between those two temperatures. And yeah, ovens aren't very accurate. They average to be the temperature you want, but they have hot spots and high points, and yeah, they're not very accurate.
That's why it's nice to have those machines you speak of, too, because one thing you said, XYZ, is that it didn't have any smell. And those of you who do it in your oven, like Smart and I have done, it smells your whole house. Now,
It
in my
smells the
opinion,
neighborhood up.
in my opinion, that smells so awesome. I like the smell of the decarbing when the cannabis is in the oven at the low temperature, and it just smells so good. It's when it gets into like we do the butter and we've done the oil. It's when you cook it and have to boil it with that that smells gross. It turns
Yeah,
into
but
that swampy smell, and that's like what it tastes like to me. Like a
well, yeah,
swamp.
you burned off all the goodness, man. That's why I do it the way I do it because, hey, the 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 chemicals in it aren't exposed to such a high temperature that they oxidize, and plus they're under a vacuum, so they can't oxidize. And the bonus points is you don't smell it. So I did this. I started doing this. I bought this whole stuff to do it when my first grow about 2 years ago. My daughter cannot stand the smell of cannabis at all. And she's like, "You're making cookies? Oh, I'm gonna smell it." And she's bitching to high hell. She's like, "I don't want to smell it. I don't want to smell it." And I'm like, "Okay, fine.
Oh my
I figured
goodness.
this one out." I went online. It's like, how am I gonna do this? It's like sous vide. And I was like, "Okay, done."
Perfect. That's perfect for you. Yeah, because I like the smell. It always made me super paranoid because I don't want. I'm thinking, is someone out there walking past my house and are they smelling this awesome smell? It's gonna lead right to my house. Like we're breaking the law hardcore. But
Breaking the law. Breaking the law. Dun, dun.
that's right.
Sorry,
So-
I had to do it.
Judas
Breaking
Priest,
the
baby.
law.
I don't know how to sous vide, but I will tell you the way that I did it. I got the Ardent, and it's great. It's got a thing called what is it? Like a smell guard or some shit. That's like a specific little piece that goes on the top.
Little
And
carbon thing.
no, it's just a piece of like silicone, but it like
Okay.
seals down when you close the top or something. But I crammed 16 grams in it yesterday, and of just ground up bud, and then just put the top on and press the button and let it run for like an hour, and then have my stick of melted butter and take it off to open the top. You smell it when you open it up, but it goes away once you put it back on. Pour the butter in, stir it up, press the button again, and then just strain it at the end. Put in cookies.
Bob's your uncle, man.
The cookies are what smell the most. So as soon as they come out of the oven, the whole kitchen smells like weed. And I just put them on paper plates and stick them in the freezer. And then the smell goes away again.
Nice.
So I got a question since we're talking about extracts and cooking and making stuff, smart and crispy. When have you guys decided you like the Fico? Are you gonna get a not a still, but what do they call those?
Yes. Yes, we
Distiller.
are. Yeah, we're going to do that. We want to start making the FICO more often and reclaiming the alcohol so it's less expensive. They want like $25 for that. What is it? 150
Yep.
proof. So
151.
For
Oh, that's
151,
expensive.
Yeah, man.
$21.99, I think it was, for plus tax or whatever.
Yeah,
maybe,
something
or
like
How
that.
much do you need? How much? I mean, okay,
We
so
only need,
Well, we used that
Quart.
whole.
pretty much the whole damn thing fits
We
into a
filled
quart jar.
Yeah, we've put as much trim and in it what we could fit in a jar.
I think there was a little bit left over, but not much. So if we had a distiller, we would get it back at a much higher percentage than 75% alcohol, which is our legal limit here in
yeah,
Shitsville.
where you're at,
Yeah.
at Kentucky-vania.
Yeah, in Pennsylvania. That they started that in 1999 because of all the
College students.
college kids and the young high school kids.
Getting all rowdy off their Kool-Aid.
Yeah, they get a Kool-Aid and split some pure grain.
Mm-hmm.
We all did it. We were very responsible. Like,
it was a cheap way to get 25 people drunk. You know?
Oh yeah, it's very efficient.
Irresponsibly drinking this Everclear over here.
Yeah. Pour a bottle of Everclear into a cooler, chop a couple
add a bunch of cool drinks to
cold
it.
drinks. Put some Kool-Aid in there, chop up some lemons and fruit and chop in there, and you got yourself a party in a cooler, man.
So
you're good to go.
if you could get, if let's say I could send you a medical grade ethanol, which is basically like 200%. It's like the purest ethanol you can get.
Right.
Would you pay $50 for a bottle for, like, I don't know, maybe 2 liters of it? If you knew you could get a lot of it back?
If I was gonna say, if I pay $150 for a distiller and go down here and buy a $20 bottle,
we can turn.
I can. What I'll do is run that shit through first XYZ.
Yeah. That's the other way.
And just get back less. I may have to actually buy 2 bottles if I want to get, depending. I'm going to lose 25% if my math is correct.
Yeah, about 15 to 20, but yeah.
Yeah, so I figure at the end of that, I should have just enough to fit into a quart jar, and then we can start getting some more of that back, and I can always add some here and there, from a fresh bottle. But I think for about $200, I could have the distiller and enough alcohol to get me going, and all I need then is trim and a bunch of people ready to get buzzed up.
Well, you probably have plenty of trim to go around, knowing you, but
not no more. I got to get my
not no more. I already refined it down. Damn it!
Yeah, man, not no more. I got one. I could probably do one more small batch of FICO with what we have. This brings up a good point. XYZ. I've made a decision to try and take a cleansing break, a tolerance break, however you want to look at it.
Okay.
I realized it's been about 9 years maybe since I've had a real significant break of more than just one full day or something, and I think it would behoove me to do so. That's kind of disgusting to say that. I feel like I don't, I need more control. So what I want to do is, I don't know how I'm gonna take it, not having cannabis every day 10 times a day. Seriously, like when I leave my house and I'll go out for work and shit, sometimes I have to leave for 8 or 10 hours. By the time I get back home, that's like the first thing I do. I come upstairs, roll a joint, get my head right, So I'm thinking, how am I going to do on this tolerance break? And I got to tell you, friends, I'm scared. I'm a little scared of it. I'm scared of how shitty I might feel, and how all that shit that comes with that, how anxiety might take over. And, part of me, I don't like being a failure at anything. None of us do. So if I set my mind to do this, I'm going to want to do it. And then I get to the point where it's like, I had to cheat a little bit, and what do I give myself any credit, or do I give myself some leeway, if you will, or whatever? So I'm going to tackle it, and I'm going to do it soon, but I'm scared, man.
Well, you got to do a cold turkey.
It's only,
Yeah, don't
I'm
do
just doing
that.
it for me, man.
Yeah.
No other reason than to just do it for Smart. That's it. Just to see how I'm gonna
Smart,
react, you know?
Smart, you're disappointing me because I mean, this is kind of a part of your character. I mean,
It
Smart
is.
not hit twisting one, Smart not
That's it.
that's going to
Well,
be a challenge, my friend.
And that's exactly what it is right there. You said it right there. It's a challenging myself to see if I can cut down my what I need to get high. I want to get
yeah,
back to
cut down.
yeah,
You don't
that's
have
what I
to
need
go
to do.
cold turkey off of it or anything like
Yeah, I
that. You're
guess.
not trying to kick an addiction. You're trying to get your tolerance lower, and there's better ways to do it,
Yeah,
I think, than just quitting like straight out of the blue.
that's good advice. That's good to hear that
So
because
we
I've been
got to
thinking.
stay out of this FICO.
Well, that's
sure.
that's where I was going to go with this, Dave.
Yeah.
I was going to say like I part of it is also like my lungs, giving them a break. I smoke like 10 joints a day. I like to smoke the blunts, you know. So a little bit of it's that. I smoke this damn nicotine stick. I find myself hitting it more and more often than I like. So I got to back off on that. And I was thinking, you know, let's clean up my lungs a little bit. So I like what you're saying, C person. But I did want to stop for a week or two just to see how I would feel. Well, another reason is I smoke my weed all the time. And sometimes I'll smoke like 2 joints within an hour, and I'm thinking, I feel like I should be higher. You know, some days I am, some days I'm not. I notice if I go 10-hour day and don't smoke, I get a lot higher off my joint. Hell, I notice if I smoke my joint on the bike trail, it smells better, tastes better, and seems to get me higher than it does if I smoke it here in my living room or wherever, you know. So there's a few reasons why I want to cut my levels down. You know, one of them is just for
Well,
personal.
there was I can't remember. It was the episode of Shaping Fire, and they were talking about why tolerance is, and with cannabis, it's about a shift in perception. So you know how like that first time ever that you smoked weed, can you remember how different it was than what you normally felt like up until that point? Your perception was extremely shifted because of the cannabinoids. But as you continue to shift your perception, you get more and more used to it. And so when you take a tolerance break, you're kind of letting your endocannabinoid receptors like calm down, and you will produce less of them the less cannabinoids that you put in your body. So then you give your body a huge hit of cannabinoids, and it starts producing more sites that it can process those cannabinoids. And then you give it less, and it produces less sites. So when you take a tolerance break, you're basically stopping your brain or your body is producing less CB receptors when you're not giving it those extra cannabinoids. So you could do a series of breaks to like test your perception shift and see if you go 24 hours and then smoke 1 joint, what does it do? Go 24 hours and smoke some hash, what does it do? You know, try different things out.
I like that. I like that.
And I think some days
it might be something that we just to step into.
I wonder some
Well,
days if
I got an
it's
idea too.
oxygen in your blood too, man. You smoke enough shit in your lungs during the day, regardless of what it is, you lose oxygen in your blood. You know, lots of tar in your lungs. I gotta think about that as I get older.
Well, change your avenue of uptake. I mean, you're liking the FICO.
Yeah.
Instead of smoking, make FICO.
Hey, I thought about that. If I was to cut back on smoking and maybe just eat a little bit more FICO, I don't really have to give my body the break, but I could give my lungs the break, or however you want to look at it, the smoking aspect of it, a little bit of a break.
I mean, if you look at a pipe after you smoked a couple bowls through it,
yeah.
I mean, and then you look at, let's say, remember those things they used to put cigarettes on, the women, and it extended out. And you looked at one of those after they smoked like a pack.
Yeah.
The one with the bowl will have more resin, more stuff in it. So I mean, I could see how, yeah, it could affect your breathing. I mean,
I like what Ganja Ghost said. That was a good thing. Like, put out here as much weed as you want to smoke every day and lay it out. And I was thinking, like, get up every morning and just roll like 3 joints, and figure out like that's what I got for the full day, and go from there, and kind of work my way back a little bit, because I would like to maybe have to consume less to get the same high, if you will, or whatever, maybe smoke one. My friend, like my people I work with them or whatever, they'll smoke a joint of or weed and they'll tell me like, dude, that gave me butterflies. I'm so freaking ripped. I'm like, really? I'm ready to smoke another one. Shit.
We're not done. We're not done smoking, and they're telling us, no, we're done. I'm like, what? I'm not even catching not even a little bit of a buzz yet. What's going on?
Fucking much, man.
So yeah, it's problematic.
That reminds me of something. So I was down in California. It was the first time I actually met Dr. Coco, and he brought out a joint. And we only made it halfway through, and he's like, what the fuck? You want to continue smoking this? I'm like, no, dude, I'm ripped. Because I don't smoke that much. I mean, I eat it. I was eating it at the time. I wasn't really smoking it. I was just eating it. I was like, hey, you want a brownie or something? I got brownies. Yeah. But just totally train wrecked me. Yeah, if you change the avenue of uptake, it will change your effect.
And me,
you're definitely on something there.
So when you smoke THC, it goes straight to your brain, right? And when you eat THC, it's actually processed through the liver and it is converted into a different chemical compound, and it affects your brain differently. So I would see how that would definitely, you could switch between the two for tolerances.
Yeah.
But he made me think of something, and now I can't remember what it was. Fuck, I'll let you know if I remember.
Sorry, you not hit there, seed person.
Hey, I wanted to tell XY whenever I met Doc MJ and Berkshire Bud, my wife and I, the 4 of us smoked 3 ounces almost in 2.5 days.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, we stayed lit, dude. One after another, as fat as we could roll, man. Somebody be rolling one, we'd roll like 5 and go for a walk, come back. Somebody be cooking or doing whatever. We'd roll 5 more, and they just kept going around. Then Burke was breaking out.
He was breaking out his dabs too.
He had edibles.
And like he made these great chocolates that were so.
I had one of those chocolates.
They were dangerous.
Yeah.
They used them Ghirardellis or something like that chocolate. That's a
Ghirardellis, yes.
It tastes like it does in the store, dude.
Yeah. Could not tell that it had it did not have a.
You didn't taste the weed. It was just
no. That's just it.
No,
man.
The next thing you know, you eat one, and then sometime later, you're like, "Oh shit! What did I do? Yeah. What did I do? God damn it!"
Yeah.
We got to eat those and watch. We were watching a meteor shower, so that was wild, so freaking cool. We got to do that.
Seed person remembered what he wanted to say.
I did. Spartan turned me on to this thing called the Mouthpiece, PEACE, and it's like a little filter, and it comes in a little mini size or a bigger one for bongs, and you can fit a joint in the end of it, and you can smoke through it, and it collects like a bunch of the tar and shit. Yeah. You can just swap out these little filters. My wife uses it because she coughs a lot. So if you're worried about your lungs, maybe look at that.
Does it subtract from the taste of my good terpy buds?
No, it doesn't take away from the taste or the high. It just filters out some of the carbon and
crap.
Shit. Yeah, the tar.
You know what? Yeah, I think I remember hearing Spartan talk about that on the Cheap Home Grow show. One episode. It was long ago.
Yeah.
That's where I got it.
I remember when he got that.
He was taking it to different shows. That way you wouldn't have to hit the joint after somebody who might be sick or something. You could hit the joint. You put that on it, put it in there, take a puff, and hand it on. You don't have to put your lips on the joint. I dig that.
So it's like just what I said, the old lady cigarette extension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what made me think of it, yeah.
It's fancy. He's a fancy boy. Yeah. I like it.
We got it in purple and pink. Because that was the only 2 colors they had at the time.
Hey man, I'm down for that.
That's a cool contraption that they spoke about. Another one that I like, speaking of contraptions and or cool things being shown on the Cheap Home Grow show, many episodes ago, Matthew Gates had these glasses that had the microscope built in that could be flipped down over.
Yeah.
And when you're like just in there looking at your trikes, I thought that would be cool. You just put these glasses on, flip the microscope down over, and look at your trichomes without,
That's his bug glasses.
Yeah. It was just, do you guys remember that? If anybody regular at the show, Matthew Gates?
Yeah, I have a pair of those.
Yeah, how do you like them?
I don't hardly ever wear them. But I bought them for a different purpose, so.
Look at Georgia Grow Guys taking 750 to 1,000 man 5 days a week for cancer. So I want to ask him, I'm guessing you beat the cancer, or you're in remission, I guess they call it. I'm not really cancer.
Yeah, you're either got cancer, don't have it, or you're in remission. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, and then that I've wondered that too. Wonder what ours would test that. That's always a question. I wish there was a way you could send it off like Farmer Freeman. Let me send you a little dab, $10, $20.
Yeah.
You tell me how strong my shit is.
Well, I'm thinking that like there's really good things in that plant that I want to have in my system. So even if I microdose that stuff, which I've been doing, I take such a small amount I can't fill it, but I'm getting it in my body. I'd like to have, consistent supply every day where I'm not feeling it. Really, it keeps me loose. Yeah. Exactly. Like
sleeping well.
My joints are oiled. Like I don't have to.
My joints oiled. Yeah. Little like Tin Man with this little oil can. Here, you need some oil.
Speaking of joints, I'm rolling another one of these bad boys up. There's like these buds are so hard you can get like 3 fat ass joints out of each bud. They're very consistent. I like it. And then maybe we'll have another coffee. I got some coffee. It's getting late, but that's all right.
Yeah, I'm glad that you take that FICO. I just wanted to say to Georgia Grow Guy, I'm glad you could take that FICO and help you out.
That's a very good point.
I wish I could talk someone that I know into taking it, because they found out that they have cancer and they're closed-minded about this plant in every way. And I'm thinking it's a shame because you have the access to. We just made this. I'd love to test it out and give it to you, but they will not take it, and it's unfortunate. It's so unfortunate.
Well, you can lead a thirsty horse to water. You cannot make it drink.
Right. Yeah, I keep telling myself that.
I like to think to myself, with today's day and age and the technology information that we have at our fingertips, if you still want to stay in the dark, it's a choice and not lack of education. And that's just how I feel about it. And that goes for anything. My doctor wants to prescribe me a pill. First thing I do is Google it. I Google the good. I Google the bad. I try to find publications that aren't biased. I try to find people that aren't biased. And I try to be open-minded in what I'm reading, whether to take it for a grain of salt and, see where all the data leads you. And I think if anybody out there is sick and they come and they look at the true, they don't have to believe a bunch of stoners on some YouTube podcast. Look it up, real data, because I'm a scientific-minded person myself. I know a lot of people don't favor those same views, but to me, that's repeatable. It's something I can touch and feel and everything. And science is where it's at for me. But, doctors don't know everything. That's for sure.
Well, that's a damn good point there, Smart. They don't
know everything. They learn every day.
And we treat them like they're the oracles of medicine, but they do know more than we do usually.
Well, I can appreciate a person's thirst for knowledge to the point that they go to school that long and they have a need to want to help other humans. That all goes very well with me. Some of it's a business and some of it's humanitarian.
Yeah, but some of them just go there to make money.
I was told that graduating doctors from college, now I could be wrong, so don't let anybody hold me and try to roast me on this, but I've heard that they don't have to do the Hippocratic Oath anymore, whatever that is. I shall do no harm first and foremost, all that shit. I heard that they don't have to do that. That was always like something that, our foreparents and people always held doctors in such high regard, and anymore it's not like that, man. I feel like when I look at doctors, you know what I think of? Pfizer. I think of pills. I think of pushing medicine. I think of not my best general health and well-being is at the forefront of their thoughts when they're making decisions. And I can go on for days, but
let's check out See Persons Grow.
Well,
yeah, I appreciate science, but I also know that people hide behind science and try to swindle motherfuckers, and I hate to do
that. They do.
I had a follow-up appointment with my doctor after I got those shots in my neck.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be a telehealth appointment, and it was supposed to be at 10 o'clock. And I called them at 10 o'clock, and I was like, I never got a text or an email or any kind of link or anything. And they're like, oh, the doctor's running a little behind, but you should be getting a text soon. So just keep your phone handy. You didn't text me until 11 o'clock, and then left me in the virtual waiting room for 10 more minutes. And then we talked for 3 minutes, and he was just like, yep, just keep doing what you're doing, and we won't do the other set of shots. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I told the nurse when we scheduled this, that they insisted that I have this conversation. And watch, it's going to be like $80 for a 3-minute conversation.
Oh, yeah. You're going to get billed for the whole hour. You can believe that. It's about $125. Whatever your end is out of $125. Oh, don't get me started on it.
Bilked.
I spend most of my money that I earn in insurance premiums, man. It's disgusting, insurance, isn't that something? Might not. I hope it's the one thing you pay for and hope you never ever have to use it.
It's good to see your babies.
Yeah, it is. Always a busy house over there.
I love the plants. Your garden is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Hey, what's that in the left corner there?
That's the
and
flapjack.
in this corner.
I'm keeping it. I'm re-vegging it.
Okay. Good. I'm glad I did not cut down my plants and try to re-veg them.
That's going to be
patience.
a while for that one. These are my 3 goth girls that I have over here. These are the clones. But they are the green crack cross to platinum float. And they were sitting over there. They got root bound a little bit. And then I just put them in these pots last night. But they're in 10 gallons. And that is simply because I have a trip. I'm going to go to Florida for like 10 days, and I just want to be able to like soak the pots really good and then not worry about it. So put them in the big pots.
Time.
You deserve a vacation, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited.
Little island hopping. Hey, those pots look like a great set of shoes for those size plants in the substrate that you've chosen to use.
Yeah.
Well, for 10 days they will be.
Oh.
It's peat with like 25% extra perlite.
With dry amendments, right?
No dry amendments.
Oh, no dry amendments.
Strictly recharge and salt grow.
And look at that.
Beautiful.
In this corner, yeah. This is the landrace Afghani, and it's got seeds in there from the landrace Indian. So that'll be fun. Whatever's in those, I'm gonna do some giveaways. Hopefully.
Hey, can you do it like the WWE Ringmaster next time?
Yes. Yeah. Ding, 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 ding.
No,
in the left corner, we have.
Corner. Yeah, that's it.
Speaking of which, if you get any of them seeds, I would like to try one. I'll buy them.
Oh yeah.
I don't care.
Oh no, it's for sharing for sure. Yeah, man. I'll if they work out, which I don't see why they wouldn't. It was landrace male to a landrace female, so there's no funny reversal business in here.
No, they're going to be.
And then
great.
it also hit this, so I got the landrace purple Wychin Valley to the purple panty dropper, so this will be a purple strain.
Now is that plant's not infested to the point of unsmokability, is it?
No, just down. So the way it was The male was like right here above this one, and the fan was like this, and so all the pollen went down to this area of the plant. Like this is really heavily seeded. This one, but up here, I don't see any seeds.
I think you're gonna be smoking a good bit of that.
So we'll see what happens.
It looks great, doesn't it? But it
Yeah.
looks like it'd be
Amazing. I
very,
like
Oh,
it.
it's a
like,
beautiful
color.
plant.
yeah,
Beautiful.
man. Like I'd want to smoke that for sure. I'm looking at it like, fuck, that looks nice.
It sure does.
Come on, dude.
It's like a look. What's that? That's a platinum.
Oh.
A platinum kush.
She's like, yeah, I want that.
Platycus. Platycus.
Platycus. Yeah. Faticus. That's
Shit.
funny.
I got these. This is that cement shoes. It's got the mutant buds and shit.
That's
Those are
chunky.
yeah, very chunky.
That one looks like a couple little seeds down in here.
Is that the plant that has the 3-node top, or the
When
three,
you're playing
like
with
a
males. What's that?
Is that the plant that has the 3-flower top?
Yeah, right here.
Yep. Right there. Yeah, I thought you scanned over that.
Yeah. It's like a poly, or what do they call that? A world phyllotaxy or something.
Polyploid.
Oh,
But
don't
this
say
one
that.
has
People will be
nothing.
jumping down your throat.
No seeds anywhere.
That's odd.
good.
It's
That's
so,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
so freaking close, and there's
Some to like, yeah, that's strange. Some got it, some didn't.
that's that close too. The whole thing shook out. Look at that.
Oh, the
Amazing,
reason
right
why the reason why those in the corner, in the left corner at the back, didn't get it, because he's got the sucker right up there. Yep.
I don't
Oh.
know. Maybe.
Yeah, but that one's like right beside. It didn't get any.
Nothing on here.
Very cool though, that you know how it all worked out and how some took.
And then I got the herbs now.
Ooh, you're loaded.
Loaded up.
4th of July
To the max.
stuff. Yeah. Boy, it was really full. Those shrunk down. I guess they do lose what, 70% or something.
Yep.
All your buds end up looking like week 5 buds.
That's exactly what
You
it is.
know, size wise.
Wherever
Yeah.
you're at
Yeah.
week 5, that's what your buds are going to be like. That's your harvest.
So yeah, when our week 5 comes around, I'm like, this is what our buds are gonna look like dried up.
That's under
Right.
the assumption that the next 3 weeks go flawlessly as well.
Yeah.
3 to 4 weeks, whatever. What do you got? 47 hours.
47 hours.
That thing trips me out, seed person. I don't understand it.
It
Well,
works.
we should talk to Scott because he would come on and tell you all the science of the herbs now.
Okay.
How much can you put in there?
I think maybe an ounce per tray, and you can fit 8 ounces, 8 trays. Because this is the original, these 4, and then these I bought as an extension. I got 5 of them, and they come apart. So like this one can either be a riser or a tray itself.
Cool. That's cool.
So if you got like tall buds or whatever, you can put that on
Or if
first.
you have like fatter buds, you know, that are like that
Yeah.
stick up, you know, you could put just a riser in there and give them some space. I like that adjustability.
So 96 hours, and I think it's a great dry because I don't ever worry about it.
Set it and forget it. I like that too, worry-free
I
stuff.
smoked bud out of that thing, and it worked. It
Oh,
was good.
yeah.
And
I
then
know a lot of
if
smoked
I
buds
forget
on
about it, I can just hit it again and let it go for another 24 hours and then put it in jars again or whatever. Because it won't over dry them.
I think drying and curing's often overlooked with especially new growers. They don't think about that. They're just kind of looking to the harvest, watching trichomes, trying to match it up with what the breeder said on the seeds that they bought and all this other stuff. And then before they know it, they got, less than a week or something to get set up for a dry and cure space. And they don't really have it thought out. I think that used to be a more prevalent problem than it is today. But I think, that was part of our problem was we wasn't really prepared, or we knew it was coming up, but we never really gave it the due attention it needed until the last minute. And we kind of got lucky.
We did like that first grow. We weren't even thinking about it at all.
We happened to have a good closet and a room that had good air conditioning, and we was able to get, work it out. But moving forward, we realized how important it was. So I always tell people hold on, XYZ, are you walking back and forth, or is that thing playing on a loop or something? He's not there. I swear I've seen him walking back and forth like 10 times. I'm thinking, it's on a loop.
No, it's me.
Okay.
It's me. I'm walking back and forth. I just came in from the kitchen.
I thought it was on a loop. I'm like, damn, am I watching the same? I feel like someone's trying to rob the vault and they clicked it on a loop, so they can't see the real camera. You know what I'm talking about.
But, before this train of thought leaves my head, I wanted to say to Seed Person, he was talking to someone from Germany who was asking questions. You'll be able to help and guide this person along. If they're, having these kind of questions, then you can tell them, your experiences and how you dry and cure and help them out. And I think that's cool. The networks that are created in this community willing to help.
Cheers, Twiz.
Well, it's kind of like having a baby, man. You got to be ready for it.
Yeah, it's the make or break moment, man. Like how many good strains are made and broke in a shitty cure? I have people get a hold of me, and they'll tell me this. So it could go a different way. People get a hold of me and say, I bought a Canatrol, and I had 2 runs go through. They were great. Now this third one smells like hay, and I tell them, look, the thing guarantees a dry and cure perfection thing, and it worked before. It's the strain. Some strains just don't seem to turn out great, and I don't know why. Because I've already had my Canatrol loaded with 3 or 4 different strains. 3 of them come out fire, and one's it's okay, And it's like, I know the environment was perfect, or 3 other ones wouldn't be great. And so I don't know what it is. None of them's going to be perfect. Not everyone's going to be perfect a home run unless you're doing clones from something very well. So you got to put some trust in there and in the parameters and let it go. Whether you're using a Myers Now or a Canatrol or a closet on an AC.
Good in, good out, right?
That's it.
And it always makes me, question, was it something that we did? Did we, run our a little too salty? Did we run it too low?
Something in the grow, you mean? During the grow?
Something during the grow. Something in the environmentals that because sometimes, Smart and I will get complacent and we'll let things, you've been around,
Yeah.
we drop the ball sometimes. And
yeah, but if the other 3 are good and the one is not good, that leads to the effect that genetics wasn't meant for Canatrol.
It just wasn't the best.
Or it just shit genetics.
Right.
Like you were saying earlier about it being, the plant isn't growing to like grow big, beautiful buds for us to smoke. It's also not growing the cannabinoids for us to ingest. It's growing them for defensive reasons and stuff,
Yeah. And that's why we have to farm out the good ones, right? Seed person.
Yeah.
Farm the good ones.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, money is involved in the seed business, so.
I know.
Yeah.
Man.
That twists it off.
Anytime money's involved, it changes everything, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
And that's one reason why we don't ask for anything on our show. We don't have no donation, Patreon, or none of that shit. I feel like money muddles things in all aspects of life. You know, I have business smart, and I have this smart. It's
Well,
not
like,
you know, Judas Priest wasn't just. They sang a lot of good songs. One of them said, "Out there is a fortune waiting to be had." Right? You think I let it go? Right? You guys know that. So that's it. You got to make money, but.
How much money would it cost me a month for me to send you to call it the Smart and Crispy Show, sponsored by Seed Person One?
Oh,
what's
well,
your
turkey? It's a
I'm
nominal,
just messing with
man.
you.
Very nominal.
I'm just
Yeah,
messing with you.
but that brings a connotation to it that you have to have it every Wednesday and Sunday. And that's when it transitions from something you like to do to something you're getting paid to do.
Yeah,
It's
I
from
always
community to
felt,
business.
I always felt it's weird, man. Like, yeah, exactly. I don't want to give up any control. Or I think it should just be an organic hangout. And the only thing it
we're
really
just here to hang out with some awesome people. We're lucky that all of you here want to hang out with us and
don't come for the giveaways.
and hang out to talk to us and guide us through our grows and listen to our rants and just be you guys being here, man. We should be happy to pay you.
Hey, the only thing we pay for is StreamYard. It's $100 a year. That's not bad.
And thanks to Chad Westport, we got that deal that locks us in.
Yeah.
So they don't raise our rates. They don't raise those rates.
Think about how many seeds and shit people have sent us and edibles and
your friendship,
mushrooms and just hanging out. It was well worth $100 easy. But yeah, it's weird. I don't really know where to go with that. See, I don't think there's. How do I want to say this? This ain't the Smart Pokers teach you how to grow show. Come pay a fee.
No.
You know what I mean? It's not that. So how do you monetize something that you're really, it's just a come hang out sort of deal. If there's enough spaces, you can get in where you fit in, right? We're going to smoke weed, talk about shit that ain't considered cannabis related all the time, but we also like to dive in to that shit.
We love the cannabis like all of yins.
Yeah,
right?
we don't need no, we don't really need no more money. I will sell sweatshirts that say "Smizzle Pizzle." Yeah, Smart Poke.
Well, you should, rightfully so. You're monetizing your name there, buddy.
Oh my goodness!
And you should always do that.
And stickers.
Yeah, if somebody pay me, oh yeah, I want XYZ, I'll pay you $10. I'll be like, done.
Now, I want to be sure and clear that's not casting any shade on any other channel that might want to do stuff like that.
Yeah,
I just haven't found a way for it to fit into my life, really, because I don't want to put any more time into what we do now. Like you said, you would feel like it's a job then. Like, I have to get this ready for the show versus let the show just happen organic. We'll talk about what's going on in someone's grow this week or the hottest trend in cannabis or what we, whatever.
We get to see our friends' plants because we have nothing going on in our garden but this tiny little something outside that'll have to come down. But we get to see everything that you all are working on, and that rocks. That rocks.
Yeah.
I just wish I could show my plants, but every week, they turn off 2 hours before the show comes on.
Hey, that's okay. Smart and I have done that before. We're like, oh crap, we've done our plants in such a fashion that now we can't show them on the show. What do we do?
Yeah. I share them on Cocoa for Cannabis. So just so you know, Growers Journals, I got mine up. It's just, I can't put a camera on it. I'd much rather show my plants than your next fertigator, Smart, but it is what it is.
Well, I put the link in chat because people should go over and check out your journals over at Cocoa for Cannabis XYZ. And Smart and I have journals over there as well.
Yeah.
So go check us out over at Cocoa for Cannabis, our journals.
Especially summer's here now. I've been missing a lot of shows that I You just find yourself busy. It's like, damn.
Yeah, but it's good to get out, get away from the shows. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm kind of stuck on my patio right now because it's just crazy hot. And I don't want to go out and do anything else. But I'll sit
Yeah.
here and I'll play with what I got and have fun.
Hey, here's a good one for you guys. The smart. I must be sweet because every time darkness falls, I'm like the only person getting destroyed by the mosquitoes. They chew, they chew me
chew
up.
'em up.
Oh,
My wife, she don't get bit at all. I'm over here. I got lumps all over me, looking like it's crazy, man. And they itched clear till the next day. But for some reason, as soon as the darkness falls, they're on me. I got to make sure, like if I'm on the bike trail, man, I'm pedaling fast. Like, got to get off. It's like I'm a gremlin trying to beat sundown or something. I don't know whatever.
yeah, hurricane mode.
Yeah, man. The bugs, they tear me up. I don't know why. And I don't like spraying shit on me. I tried the citronella candles, they work a little bit. I've rubbed orange peels on me. I try wearing long sleeves, but it sucks sometimes. If I'm not standing around a fire outside, then I get chewed up.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's a little bit
complaining.
different out here. We
Oh, in
don't
the
get
desert.
mosquitoes. We don't get mosquitoes for another like month and a half till August.
Yeah.
But when they come, they come. Oh, they suck. You don't sit outside.
What color's my eyes? Green. I have green eyes. And rose colored glasses. Is that what it's
There you
called?
go. There you go.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with looking at the world through rose-colored glasses every now and then.
As long as you're realizing you're looking at the world through the rose-colored glasses. As long as you understand that, you're golden.
Yeah, yeah.
Eat more garlic. There you go.
Eat more garlic. Does that
Maybe
give you
that's
more
why.
rose-colored glasses?
No, they keep the mosquitoes away. I'm thinking, why don't they like me? Like, I like to eat garlic.
I should
Okay.
have brown eyes because I'm full of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't heard that in a minute.
I thought you might pick up on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering.
By-
I was waiting
by the
for one of
way-
you guys. I left the door open for somebody to get the hammer on, and never. You guys just. I lobbed it up there. Nothing happened.
Hey, Art
Well,
Man.
you know 2 Cent, don't you? Smart.
Is that weed flowers?
No, yep, that's him.
Yep. Okay,
So now you know.
I know 2 cents. Putting this dig in on me. I
There you
got
go.
you, dog. That's good
What's
shit.
up? What's up, Big A?
Hey, that plant in the corner. What's she doing? Your dense plant. I wasn't here in the first part, so I want to see it.
it's
I
just-
want to see close up of her.
Yeah, we're gonna
Oh,
put her on the
okay.
big screen.
Looks
Alright.
bushy.
Yeah.
It is very bushy.
How many nodes is it up to?
About 8, 9, something like that. Yeah, it's
8,
very
9-ish.
Yeah.
Yes. Very dense.
bushy. It is.
It's got a
Very
nice
dense.
thick stem on her too.
Yep. Probably stick it in my tent. I haven't done
Are you
anything
gonna
with
stick
the
it in your
so-
tent? You're not.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna do too good with either the bamboo or the it's just too damn short.
Okay.
It'll
Fair enough.
it'll be really tough to compete with them as far as
Yeah,
height
because
goes. You
it's
know
gonna
how
be
that is with
short
different
and
different
yeah, you're gonna have
strains,
to
yeah.
put
Well, I mean, Jace has
6
got the
milk
same
crates.
thing in his with that one, so I can't do that with mine though. It's a grow
Mm-mm.
tray. I can put it up on that toolbox thing that I made, but I think it'd be easier just to stick it in my empty tent. So I got nothing going.
Hey, go with what works, man.
So anyway, I don't think I'll get a lot out of it though. Not a real big plant. I'm not sure. I've never had one quite like that. Yeah, I've never had one quite as small. So,
It looks like
it's been vegging for a long time. So,
It's stout.
Quality
It
over
is.
quantity, anyway, right?
It
If
will
it's good
be, yeah.
medicine. I hear it's good medicine.
yes. Well, that's what Puffy says. So he means it. I believe him.
It looks like how my plants were on the 28-hour day before I flipped them. They're all short like that, and then they just shot to the moon. So you might want to be careful. That thing might bolt a little bit.
I hope so.
It's so dense and stout. It's got beautiful leaves. I'm sure it's just soaking up sugars like crazy.
Yeah, it's doing good. Nothing wrong with it, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I look at it and I see like I was doing leaf tests. I was measuring the sugars in the leaves, and the short stout ones had crazy sugar, and then they bolted like crazy.
Huh.
I'd be interested to see how this one goes now, Art Man, to see if it bolts. That's pretty cool data. XYZ.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, that plant's short and stout. Who knows?
What's going on in
know.
these other ones now? See, I know there's prison numbers on 2 of them, right?
What's that? Oh, these over here? These
Yeah.
are
What
2
all
flows.
4
Now
of them?
this flow OG is considerably larger than this one. I don't know why, but there it is. Bambalam, Bambalam, female, and this one's unknown yet. I'll probably get that tomorrow.
From seeds?
Yeah, the Bambalam are definitely
Okay.
from seeds. Yeah, both of them. I had a Bambalam before, and it was a male, so I went ahead and culled that one. I wasn't interested in making more seeds.
Well, hopefully this one's a female. You got
Oh, it is.
50-50.
The left one is a female. I had it sex tested. And the one on the right, well, it is 50-50. You're right. So I should know by
Oh, you
tomorrow,
ain't
though.
got the sex test back yet?
Not on the second one, no. It's a little behind the
Okay.
first one. So it's about half size.
Yep.
So, and I put them in, I popped them the same time, too. So one is definitely more aggressive than the other.
Yeah, I would call the one on the right if I had to choose, but
Right.
you don't really have to choose, so call both.
Yeah, we'll see.
That happened in a grow of ours where we grew 2 of the same strain. I want to say, was it the Matanuska? I can't recall, but one was much smaller than the other. Remember, until the bolt.
Yeah.
And
It was significantly smaller, probably 25% smaller.
yeah, it was. And when they both got to the bolt, it acted like a totally different plant.
It ended up bigger than the other
Yeah.
one.
It's crazy to see that. I think Smott has a journal on it over Cocoa for Cannabis.
I do, and it's the same plant. I think you might be right about the Matanuska Thunders. It's the same plant, Art Man. This will pertain to you and your most recent grow in the flower is we cut some of the buds back because they got real tall into the light, and I cut them back and they fattened up. And they just kind of stopped right there and got fat. Now, it's not a practice we're doing or anything. It was just something we had so many colas. We're like, it can't hurt us, Let's see what happens.
Well, it did fatten up, huh? I'll tell you what, Sunday you're gonna freak out over some of these buds that I got in flower, because they're like like fists. They're weird. They're weird shaped.
And then others aren't.
Yeah, and the others are foxtails. So.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, it's heat at night, so that's what
It's
was.
wild.
Yeah, it was annoying, but I won't have that. So.
Well, we're down to the last 6 minutes. If anybody has anything left over they want to get into, they didn't get a chance to say, or I know Jace said he was making some butter. He got a big sack of. Is that what are you making, Jace? Butter or oil or what?
Honestly, I don't know yet. I've never made edibles myself, so got a little bit of researching to do.
Yeah, man. Well, I hope you have as much fun with it as Smott and I have, trying different things over the years. We've had a lot of fun doing those experiments.
If you have any questions, hit us up, man. And
yeah, when I get around to it, for sure. I mean, like especially. Well, just like starting off, just decarbing it, there's so many different methods to it out there, and just finding out which one works the best for you.
Right.
The best advice I could tell you is to ask Seed Person. I've tasted his cookies and they're amazing. So you don't want to actually get advice from us because we've never made something that actually tasted good.
I can help you decarb it up.
Get you high, but if you want the flavor, you're gonna have to.
They're gonna burn it up. Don't listen to them. No.
It always tastes like weed, man. You can taste the weed real bad in ours, but Seed Person sends us these ones, and they're actually
they were so good.
You can just eat one after another. Dangerous, man, because you could just get into them like a regular cookie. They had a little bit of a lemon flavor or something. Is all I taste. Orange flavor on a chocolate chip cookie, and I was thinking, man, it's actually really good together. So. Yeah, man. Get a hold of Seed Person. Look at us. We're donating your time, Seed Person.
I'm sorry. You know,
feel free to hit me up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got experience with multiple ways of making edibles, so I'd be happy to share information.
Yeah, for sure. When I get ready, I'll hit you up.
Cheers, Caribou.
Late to the party, buddy.
Yeah, there's a lot of good shows coming up here on a Wednesday night. A lot of people out there having some shows, and we don't want to step on anybody's toes. So we're going to start with our goodbyes. And I just want to tell everybody that we appreciate everyone here that's listening on Instagram and the X and wherever you find us. Thanks for supporting us and hanging out with us. We love you very much. And we can start with.
Look for my sweatshirt soon.
No.
Yeah.
Here, guys. And, hey, we can start with XYZ Vector. You want to give your final goodbyes?
Yeah, the only final goodbyes I got to say is Smart.
Yeah.
Don't take a job making this your time because it will no longer be a vacation.
You're right. I agree. I think we're going to always stay the way it is right now.
Yep. We're always going to just be hanging out here in the Smart Poker YouTube channel.
We may not have the most viewers and may not have.
Who cares?
Who cares? We may not have the big public eye like some of these other places, but at least you'll get good, solid advice, knowledge. Or if we don't know the answer, we'll go look and find it together, right?
Yep. Anyways, you guys have a good night and see you around.
Right on, brother.
Thank you.
Artman, you want to go next?
Yeah, Artman 2Ns 420 _ over to Instagram. Thanks for having me, guys. It's been a great time.
Thanks, buddy. Looking forward to seeing them fist-sized buds on Sunday.
Yeah. Okay, Jace, you want to go next, buddy?
Yeah. Okay, Jace20 at Instagram. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks to the panel. Thanks to the chat. And we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for keeping us updated. Plants look great, man.
Your garden is bomb diggity. It's awesome.
Them stems are beefcake, man. I can see them from here. They're going to really do well, I feel.
Yep, it's exciting.
Get your cookies on.
Worth the price of admission.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, get your cookies on, man.
Yeah.
Is that what you say? Just eat
I
your
already
cookies
did.
today.
That's why I had to ask. I'm SeedPerson1 on Instagram or SeedPerson1 @gmail.com. And I would totally wear a shirt that said Smizzle Pizzle on the front and then Crizzle Whizzle on the back. That would be great.
Oh my goodness. People would ask so many questions.
Wow.
They're like, I know them personally, just FYI.
That's a lot of letters, man.
I'm Crispy Wannabe, and I'm here with Smart Poker, and you are hanging out at the Smart Poker YouTube channel and the Wednesday Hmpdazed and Confused, sponsored by Seed Person. Grower love, everybody. See you next time.
Grower love.
Cheers.